Let's talk about failure.
Yeah.
Because you've built your career on experiments.
Mm-hmm.
And at the very beginning, you said that there is a framework that you could teach us about failing and getting excited about failing. And I got to be honest with you, I'm not excited about failing, Mark.
What I found over time is this started, the first time I noticed this, I was trying to make a dartboard where you get a bullseye every time, where you could throw a dart, it would track the dart through the air, it would predict where it would land, and then it would move the dartboard in 400 milliseconds.
No way.
That's less than a blink of an eye.
Wow.
And that video took me 3 years to build that. And there were a lot of setbacks, Mel. There was a lot of moments where it's like, oh, we thought this would work, but it doesn't. And what I realized is at no part in any of that was I'm a failure. This is the worst. I want to give up. It's almost like with each setback, I was more and more determined. I learned one more way not to do it. And what I realized is it's like a video game. I call this the Super Mario effect.
Okay.
In any video game, there's an objective or a goal. Like you have to rescue the princess from the castle or get a certain amount of points. But there's obstacles in that way.
Okay.
There might be pits, there might be bad guys. And if you die, you go back to the beginning and you just keep trying. And over time, you get better and better. And you learn to avoid the obstacles better and better. Super Mario Brothers, you're just trying to pass the level. And on that level, there's pits that you could fall into.
Yep.
There's sliding green turtle shells. There's lots of ways that you could die. But no one ever picks up that controller for the first time and falls into a pit and is like, I'm such a failure. Like, I'm an idiot. How embarrassing. I'd never want to play this again. No. Instead, you're like, oh, crud. Okay, there's a pit there. I got to remember that. Next time, I'm going to come a little faster. I'm going to jump a little earlier, right? And so by having this attitude toward failure, by focusing on rescuing the princess, you focus on the win, right? You're not focused on the failures. And that doesn't mean it doesn't sting, right? On level 8-1, there's this huge pit you have to jump over and land on this tiny little platform. It's really hard to do. And you've made it all the way there. And then you die and it stings, Mel. It still hurts. It's not this Pollyanna attitude of like, oh, well, everything's good.
Well, and even the sound at the end when you die is like, oh, yeah. Yes.
Right. It's very sad, even the sound. But it stings. You're immediately like, what did I learn? Now I'm going to try this again because I now know one more way not to attempt that jump.